Hi, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of What's Driving Token Prices. I'm your host, Katie Talati, Director of Research at Arca. For those joining us for the first time, I'm responsible for identifying and analyzing digital asset and blockchain opportunities for Arca's funds. As part of our research, my team and I examine token prices and the market events that act as catalysts for price change. Based on our research and market events over the past week, here are some notable token price movements and what we think drove these moves. As a reminder, this commentary is not intended to be investment advice, investment research, or an investment recommendation. Please consult your investment professional for your own circumstances. Okay, guys, what another busy week, although it's been a short one with the weekend here in the United States. But it seems that a lot of businesses are going for it as of today with potential ETH ETF. And that has been kind of big news among the rest of, or among the crypto crowd. So I have a few tokens to talk about this week. So we will start on those right now. So first up, we're going to talk about GALA or GALA Games. So blockchain gaming project GALA Games is facing a bit of a scandal this week with starting a new lawsuit from the CEO, Eric Schiermeier. I probably said that wrong, but I will try anyway. Eric Schiermeier, claiming that the project's co-founder, Wright Thurston, stole and liquidated $130 million worth of GALA tokens before the company could stop him. So this was super interesting. Apparently, like he stole these tokens out of the wallet and he actually sold them. This was like earlier. This was earlier in the project's life cycle, so in 2021. So I don't remember exactly, but GALA Games really picked up a lot of steam in 2021, 2022. And so, it would have, the project itself was worth hundreds of millions of dollars, but selling such a large amount really is quite impressive. The same lawsuit actually also accuses Thurston, this co-founder, of founding and mismanaging multiple projects, not just this one. As a kind of point the finger and say this is a pattern. In a countersuit, though, Thurston has now claimed that Schiermeier waded into the CEO position at GALA Games in order to use company funds for personal purchases, such as a private jet. So if this sounds familiar to you, it is very familiar. It's called FTX. So it sounds like a very similar problem there. So the saga is still unfolding, but the GALA token has really taken a huge hit since this news. It's been down 20%. Worth noting that GALA, the game, has really, struggled a lot since 2022. So this is really just kind of like another nail in the coffin for this project. But as I mentioned, it is down 22% for the week. All right, next up, let's talk about layer 2 protocol Optimism. So Optimism, as we've talked about before, they're one of the big layer 2 protocols, and they, kind of are become very well known because they have created a framework called OP Stack that a lot of other projects have kind of adopted for building their own layer 2s. Particularly, Coinbase chose OP Stack to build Base. So, and as Base does not have a token, OP is kind of like the de facto related entity, I guess. So this week was really great, or last week, USDC ended up launching on Optimism mainnet and Base. And that's the native USDC. So I think we've talked about this before, but prior to USDC launching this protocol that they called CCIP, which allowed for cross-chain, basically cross-chain issuance of USDC that would be native to each chain, you ended up with having these like pegged assets, which could be really susceptible to any type of bridge exploit or any type of contract exploit. So we're really excited, to see that USDC is kind of like adopting this cross-chain mindset. But essentially, the only reason their solution works is because it's centralized. It's harder to do this in a more decentralized way. But anyway, so really big news. It's actually the first of its 6 launches that are going to span over September and October of this year for USDC issuance. So as with Arbitrum, there's the potential for initial fragmentation because there's going to be Ethereum bridged USDC, and then that will have to gradually get phased out in favor of the native USDC as a reserve asset. So the cross-chain, as I talked about, the cross-chain functionality increases security because it doesn't need to be bridged with pegged assets, and it's common practice for issuing assets on other chains. So additionally, Base also experienced a block production halt yesterday for about 30 minutes. And although it came back online, and a lot of people get really frustrated when, any blockchain has any type of downtime such as this. So with all this news, Optimism is doing better than some, but not that well, down 11% with the rest of the market. All right, last up, we're going to talk about Solana. So, I didn't actually put this in the write-up, but Solana's been doing a lot of things. There's been a lot going on with Solana recently. Unfortunately, slightly more negative things. But the big thing is that it's been revealed that the FTX estate is going to be liquidating this really large Solana position that they own from a private deal that they did way back in 2020. So Solana is kind of under some sell pressure for the next few years. So even though this deal is kind of locked and can't be liquidated immediately, I know a lot of people in the community are really concerned about what happens to the assets once they do get liquidated. However, some good news for them this week. So they actually became the second blockchain that Visa, as in the credit card company, has integrated with after Ethereum to settle transactions for merchant banks. So Visa cited Solana's speed and cost as key differentiators in their selection. Since the integration comes directly from Visa, who is partnered with two merchant banks, WorldPay and Nuvei, Solana can immediately be useful for settlement. And this news was also great because it kind of comes on the heels of Solana's recent partnership announcement with Shopify from last week. So with all this, Solana is definitely fighting a bit of an uphill battle, but they are down only 6% for the week. All right, that's all I got for you guys this week. I hope you enjoyed our insights. Tune in here again next Wednesday at 1 p.m. Pacific to hear what's driving token prices.